Thanks, Riaz. Good morning. It is 7:30 and a tentative deal has been reached in the BC teachers dispute. Marathon talks between the union and the provincial government went until the wee hours of this morning. Greg Harper joins us live from Richmond with all the details. Greg?
Good morning, Jody. 3:50 a.m. Tuesday, September 16th. Mark this down on the calendar. That's when this labor dispute ended. At least it appears as though it has. A tentative agreement has been reached. This after a marathon weekend of bargaining here at the Delta Hotel in Richmond between government negotiators and the teachers union. Talks that continued yesterday, Monday morning, lasted for over 16 hours into this morning. Mediator Vince Reddy, he left the hotel just after 4 o'clock this morning. He did speak to the media, but he's not releasing any details.
After all these hours, I'm very pleased to announce that the parties have reached a tentative agreement. I'm not at liberty to release any of the details, nor are the parties. The parties are going to meet later this morning and finalize the few of the outstanding details. But generally speaking, there has been a tentative agreement initialed by the parties, and that's really all I've got to say at this point.
Can you tell us anything about the length of the contract?
No, I'm not at liberty to disclose any of the details, and nor will the parties until they finalize them. That's the agreement they've come to. So
when can we expect to hear more?
Presumably later today. They're going to meet later on this morning. Everybody's a bit tired right now.
How did this happen? The signs seem so far apart just days ago. How did this happen?
Well, it's a process of negotiations. Yeah. So anyway.
Did both sides make concessions?
Both parties worked very hard to get this agreement. I'm not at liberty to comment on the details of the agreement, and I leave that to the parties.
So you won't say who moved in order to get past the impasse?
No, the parties worked hard to get the agreement. I'll leave it at that.
We have also heard from the government's chief negotiator, Peter Cameron. He left the hotel here this morning at about 5:45. Obviously, he was tired, and he's not saying much either.
Once again, I haven't got anything to add to what Vince has had to say on the nature of the deal and what's been done, but I'm very happy.
When was the last time you slept, Peter?
It's been a while. I know it's been a tough slog for you guys, and you've been out here for a long time, and you'd probably like me to say a whole bunch more things, and I appreciate your attention on the file, and we'll see you before long. Bye-bye.
So both parties will work on the final details at some point today. We're not sure that's when the details will be released. The plan here is that teachers will go over the details tomorrow, then we'll vote on Thursday. So it looks as though there will be no school until at least Friday, most likely on Monday. Jody?
Certainly parents are about to get busy with their school supply shopping. Thank you so much. Greg Harper reporting live from Richmond this morning. Meantime, parents in downtown Vancouver are switching gears, as I said, getting their kids back to class. And whenever that time is determined, it is going to be a busy time. Don Chubet joins us now live with more on that. Don.
Yeah, it sure will be. And here at Elsie Roy now in downtown Vancouver, and speaking with these teachers who did not want to speak on camera, they said when they go back, whenever it is, whether it's Friday or Monday, it'll almost be like a continuation of the last year, whereby everything is probably still in exactly the same place it was when they left. Are they excited? Absolutely excited. Are they optimistic? For sure they are optimistic. And so are the kids, and so are the parents. And in fact, we had a chance to catch up with a couple this morning.
To be honest, I think it's great. My son here would like to go back to school and see all his friends, but I think for us as parents, we want to get back to our regular lives. So, yeah.
And what do you think about this? You're all set to go back?
Yeah, but I don't want to do that much homework.
And it was a long night for those at the table. It was also a long night for the teachers, where a few of the teachers here were actually up all night waiting to hear word. What they're saying to me, Jody, is that out of all of it, they really, really hope that composition is where some of the money has gone. So we shall see, and whether they go back to work on Friday or Monday, I can tell you the teachers here at Elsie Roy are very excited to hear the news of the tentative deal.
Good to know. Thanks so much. Don Chubet reporting live for us this morning from downtown Vancouver. People around the province continue to wake up to the good news this morning. The BC Confederation of Parent Advisory Councils is just one of several groups we have reaction from.
I'm just so happy to see there's a negotiated settlement actually happening. I don't recall a negotiated settlement in many, many years, and I think this is a huge step forward that they've actually been able to negotiate a settlement instead of opposing one or forcing teachers back to work. I think this is a great step forward. I hope that this will be quickly voted on by the BCTF and passed, and that we can go back and hopefully have a new era of how things should work for education in this province.
Students are excited they will soon be back in class, but are concerned about how they're going to be able to make up for the lost time.
I don't see many students looking forward to, lengthened days or cutting into spring breaks or winter breaks. I think students would rather, go out and study independently themselves a little bit more than they usually would. And I can see a lot of senior students working even harder now that university applications are so close and scholarships are even sooner.
The big question now is what work will need to be done and how long will it take to get kids back to the classroom? The Vancouver School Board is also working to figure that out.
Our goal is to have kids back in our classrooms, teachers focusing on teaching and learning as soon as possible, but there may be a couple of bumps because of things which were not completed in June, but our focus is to make sure courses are fully covered, all the objectives are met, and that kids get full credit for all coursework.